Blow in the wind, light in the sun, Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. I chose to sing that song because I sang it at my brother's funeral, and this church did not have answers for me, but had some very poignant questions about the purpose of life. I've changed what I wrote because I don't know how to follow a script very well. Because when it comes down to it, what inspires me here is not the search for answers. It's the search for the good question. Why are we here? As I listen to Cassandra talk, it says, when you talk to these men and women coming out of incarceration, you have questions. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Why do you want to do it? So that they can inspire themselves to be better than they were before they went in. That style sometimes causes trouble because people struggle with questions because we want answers. I mean, there is that phrase from A Few Good Men, you want answers? You can't handle the truth. We can't, because we struggle with that whole thing. And my students struggle with it because sometimes they think I'm being combative. My kids say, Dad, why don't you just give me an answer so I can get over with this stuff? No, I want you to figure it out yourself. I want you to have that. And that's what this church does for me. It doesn't give me a pattern answer. It makes me wrestle with my questions. In wrestling with your questions, this Socratic method or this Socratic approach to our evolution of spirituality makes us better. That's what makes us human. At least makes me feel very human. That I don't wake up in the morning knowing that I have an answer. What is my purpose? My purpose is to be better than I was yesterday. Our purpose in this church is to live this community better than we found it. I came to the United States on the day John Lennon was killed. And imagine there was no country. I knew about John Lennon before I came to the United States. Most of you don't know about Victor Owaifo, who was a contemporary of John Lennon, but in Nigeria. We learn about the world. We need to learn about our larger community. In order to feel inspired and to feel passionate about what we want to do, it is not about having the right answer. It's about having the right question. What is that question? What is that question that you seek here, that you go home each day and wrestle with? For me, it is a purposeful life. It is a life that says, my two young men who are downstairs live in a community where they don't have to be afraid. We watched the movie yesterday, The Hate You Give. It said a lot about that. It said that my two young men, when they drive and they stop, they have to have their hands on the dashboard. TJ was practicing to drive and he was stopped. Diana, my wife, was in there. Diana's a white woman. For the first time in her life, she feared for her life because the police officer came to the car with his hand on the holster. TJ is taller than I am. I'm 6 feet tall. TJ is already 6'1". He's not as heavy as I am, but he's getting there. He's going to be a big guy. He has a voice almost as deep as mine. My purpose is to make sure that he's not afraid. Our purpose as a community is to make sure we support each other to make this better that we found it. There is a song we sing here every now and then that says, it is better to have a good question than an answer. And that is still what I believe about this. It's better to have a good question than an answer. And I hope you have that question as we seek a community of care.